Good afternoon, everyone. This is Karl F. Rose recording live from Bedford, Pennsylvania on Saturday, November 12th, 2022. And I just want to give out a belated shout out for all the veterans for Veterans Day yesterday. I support all the veterans, and I hope all you veterans out there had a good day yesterday, and I want to thank you all for your service. So now let's get into the podcast. This morning I did my weekly NFL picks on my regular channel, and that's the @ capital K. My first name's Karl, Karl, capital R, ROSC, and then capital P, photography. Karl Rose Photography with a capital K, capital R, capital P, all linked together at that hashtag. It's in the description, so you can find my main channel there. So I just want to really talk about two games here, in particular, that I'll be paying attention to more than the other games. First one is the Minnesota Vikings at Buffalo Bills. I'm going to probably be watching the replay of that one, depending on how the Lions and the Bears game go. I will talk about that after this one. But I don't know what happened. I didn't really watch the replay of the Buffalo and the Jets game last Sunday, but I was just too pissed off that they lost. Apparently something happened to Josh Allen's hand or arm or something like that, and hopefully he's going to be 100% against Minnesota. But in the event that his arm is still a little gimpy, I'm trusting that he will probably be using his legs more than his arm, really, because if he's not throwing very well, Minnesota's got a secondary. It may not be the best, but if his arm isn't okay, that could be some problems for Buffalo. So he'd be better off beating Minnesota with his legs. And not only that, they have Singletary, and I have a feeling that the Vikings are going to see a good dose of the running game from Buffalo, and it is in Buffalo. So, and their defense, I also think that their defense is going to give Kirk Cousins fits, which doesn't go well for Kirk Cousins, because if you get him, or for any quarterback for that matter, if you get them all jittery and in a position where they have no time or anything like that, they're going to either fumble or throw interceptions, or just have to throw things out and get a lot of 3-and-outs. I expect Buffalo's defense to contain Dalvin Cook. He'll probably have close to 100 yards rushing. I see that happening. But Buffalo's defense, Kirk Cousins isn't going to nickel and dime Buffalo to death. I don't see that happening. If there's any game that Minnesota is going to stub their toe on, this will be the game that they stub their toe on. They only have one loss, and I don't really see Buffalo having two losses in a row. If it was in Minnesota, I could probably be leaning towards Minnesota. It's going to be a close game. Nobody's going to blow out anybody. Even if Minnesota wins, it's not going to be a blowout by any stretch of the means. But I say Buffalo's going to win. They'll probably win by a touchdown. I'm not going to predict any actual score or anything. It could be a high-scoring game. But if Minnesota does not contain Josh Allen with his legs, then it's going to be a long day for their defense. So that'll be interesting to see. So anyway, well, I'm really hoping that Buffalo wins that game because I really like Buffalo. Buffalo is one of the teams I like more than anybody else. I do keep my eye on the Lions, even though I don't really consider myself a Lions fan anymore. But I do watch them, and I do hope they do good. But that's about as far as it goes. Now, going on to that, the Lions are playing the Bears in Chicago. Now, for Detroit, this would be a good game for them. They need to be able to win on the road, and they also need to be able to win outside of a dome stadium in bad weather and rain and mud and snow and that sort of thing. They can't be just one of those teams that just win indoors, and when they go outside, absolutely become a flop. That's how they were when they had Barry Sanders. They play great inside, but on good sunny days outside, yeah, they had Barry and they won in outside, but in sloppy, muddy games, no, Barry Sanders was not effective, and they really didn't have the quarterback to handle it adverse situations, and so. But that's what they need to do. They need to be able to play outside of a dome in bad weather, and I think they're building an offense. It's not all together there for just that type of thing. It's in the works. They've got a number of people coming back, and I think they've only have like one really player that's definitely out, and I can't remember who that is. But both sides of the ball seem to be healthy, and really, what they really need to do, and I think DeAndre Swift will get his wish. They didn't give him the ball very much last week in the win over Green Bay, and it pretty much pissed off DeAndre Swift. They really need to give him the ball more, and I believe that if they do that, they can control the clock. This is how they're going to have to beat the Bears. They're going to have their offense on the field most of the time, because it's going to be hard for them to contain Justin Fields. If they don't contain Justin Fields, it'll be a long, long day for the Lions defense, and the score could get pretty ugly. And the Bears have been doing pretty well lately, so that's what they need to do. They need to make sure they keep just the Chicago offense on the bench, control the clock, and they're going to have to control the clock with Swift. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Jamal Williams is there, but he just can't rely on one person. They got the receivers, and I guess Jameson Williams is supposed to be coming in, and we don't know how that'll go. So that'll be interesting to see. But the biggest thing is, like I said, is time of possession. The Lions and they need to get rid of a lot of the stupid penalties. The Lions have been making a lot of dumb penalties, and that's just been a thorn in their side. So control the ball, limit the penalties, and keep the Justin Fields and the Chicago offense sitting there while they chew up the clock. That's the only way they're going to win. They don't. If Justin Fields if the Chicago offense is on the field quite a bit, they're going to be scoring a lot of points, and so that's how it works there. And so that'll be interesting to see. It'll be nice to see if the Lions can pull out a win on the road. I've predicted them to lose this game, and I actually predicted them to split their series with Chicago, lose this game, then beat them at home, which, is the most likely scenario. But if they can steal one, if they can steal a win here tomorrow, that would be nice. That would be sweet to see, and that would really give the team the motivation they need. What they need to do is learn to expect to win. Once they develop that mindset that they could go anywhere, inside, outside, doesn't matter, with the attitude that we expect to win this game no matter what. We've got this. And that's the kind of mindset that I want to see from the Lions, and we'll see. What I'm thinking is it's going to probably be a slugfest at one of the a low scoring affair like last week. It's pretty close, but if it's a shootout, that favors the Bears. So a low scoring affair is to the Lions' advantage. So we'll just have to wait and see. Anyway, well, that's about it. Talk to you later. Have a good day.